Es ist auch tatsächlich so, er hat es gleich erkannt, es ist mir eine ganz besondere Ehre, den Bob Nielson vorstellen zu dürfen. Ja, vielleicht dazu ganz kurz, damit man das auch öffentlich weiß. Der Bob Nielson ist eigentlich so eher, wenn man das so sagen darf, mein Mentor. Dort habe ich sehr viel über Football kennengelernt und wir wissen es nicht genau, 92 oder 93 kennengelernt, als er mit dem College Watford Knights hier in Deutschland war und hat dort damals gegen die Franken Knights ein Freundschaftsspiel gemacht und seitdem sind wir in Kontakt. Es hat sich eine Freundschaft daraus entwickelt. Wir sind oftmals in Amerika auch mit einigen Trainerkollegen, sitzen auch welche da, die auch wieder alte Zeiten aufleben haben lassen, die mit uns in den USA waren bei dem Bob Nielson. Vielleicht ganz kurz zu seinem Werdegang. Watford Knights habe ich gesagt, danach ganz kurz in Eau Claire, Wisconsin und dann 10 Jahre lang an der University of Duluth in Minnesota und dort hat er in der Zeit 6 Conference Championships gewonnen und 2 National Titles, also eine recht erfolgreiche Zeit und seit letztem Jahr ist er bei Western Illinois der Cheftrainer und dann wollen wir auch gar nicht lange rumreden, sondern Bühne frei für den Bob. Vielen Dank, dass du hier bist. Thank you that you're here and enjoy it.
My German's not very good. I picked up a little bit here and there. I think he was saying good things about me anyway. No, it's great to be here. I've had the opportunity to come over on Martin's invitation a couple of times and speak at clinics here in Germany. Our relationship goes way back to the early 90s when I brought a team over and we've developed not only a coaching relationship but a friendship. I had the opportunity to host groups of coaches during our fall practice season and from Germany and Austria and Switzerland, and it's great to be able to help grow this game. And I just want to compliment Martin for the work that I know he's done here in Germany, really being one of the kind of the founding fathers of football, and I've seen the work he's done. I see this clinic today compared to when I was here the last time, and this beautiful facility and the numbers that you have, and I just want to compliment all of you because I know for most of you, coaching football is a passion that you're not getting paid a lot to do. And I compliment you on that, and I hope that myself and Coach Ward, who's here as a part of our staff, can give you a thing or two through the sessions today and tomorrow that can help you as you coach your teams coming up here in the next several months. My first topic today and what I want to talk about is some run game from an offensive standpoint. We've had very good rushing football teams. Over the last 10 years, I would say that we've probably, where we've been and the system that we're running, we've rushed for on average in excess of 250 yards a game. And we've done it by being very simple and by only doing a couple of things. And the things that we do are outside and inside zone blocking. We run 2 plays. Our offensive linemen learn 2 blocking schemes in our run game. They learn to block outside zone and they learn to block inside zone. And you'll see there are different ways by changing the formation and changing who's carrying the ball that we can make it look different, but really we're blocking 2 plays and becoming as good as we can possibly become at those 2 things. The reason why we've We've gone to the zone run game is because it's so simple for us to teach. We're not teaching a lot of things. And I know in your situations, when you get maybe 2 days or 3 days of practice in a week, and sometimes you may not have everybody there at the same time, you've got to be simple and you've got to be concise in what you're teaching. It fits well with our personnel. We have hard running backs. Maybe not exceptionally fast, but they're hard running backs that can break tackles, and they run with vision. They can see. And if you have those kinds of things, zone run fits very well. Offensive linemen. We've had some big offensive linemen, some very good offensive linemen, but you don't have to be huge in zone run. You need guys that will stay on their feet and be able to sustain blocks and be able to move laterally. You don't, in this scheme, necessarily have to be bigger and stronger and more powerful than the defensive guys that you're playing. The other thing that our zone run schemes do is that they set up opportunities for play action pass, which is a very efficient way to throw the football, and also allow you to use an athlete at quarterback that can be a dual threat. It's flexible enough that now you can incorporate your quarterback in the run game utilizing these blocking schemes. I want to talk first about outside zone. And I wish my German was good enough that I could describe these things in German, because some of the technology or some of the words that I use probably don't carry over quite as well when I use the English. But outside zone is really about horizontal displacement of the defense to create the vertical lane that you can run up and down the field in. So we're trying to stretch the defense with our blocking scheme from sideline to sideline, create a seam that our back can hit. And the basic fundamental principle of it is that our offensive line and tight end, or who's ever on the line of scrimmage, they're not responsible for a man, but they're responsible for the play side gap area. And so if you think about it, that if you're on the right side of the offensive line, everybody on the right side of the offensive line, if we're running an outside zone play to the right, is responsible for their gap on their right side. Everybody on the left side is responsible for the gap on their right side. And I'll talk about how we define how that works together. You're going to hear me use the word a lot, combos, today. Combos. Combo block is a block between two linemen that are side by side, where one is covered by a defender and one is uncovered by a defender. Those two working together will be defined as a combo block. In an outside zone, we're going to start our scheme by defining the first combo play side. So if the play is going to the right, the first combo on the right-hand side from the outside in. Okay, so it could be on the tight end, could be on the offensive tackle, if he's the end man on the line of scrimmage. Another thing that is important in this scheme from a teaching standpoint is we're going to have our linemen work together for 3 steps before they make an ultimate decision on who they're working to. So to just kind of define blocking rules. Okay, if we're against an even defense, a 4-man defense, we have a play called to the right. And our tight end is to the right. The tight end is the end man line of scrimmage. Our first combo is going to start with the tight end and the uncovered tackle. So they're going to work together for the defensive end and the first linebacker that's in the box or stacked behind the defensive end. That's their combination. That's the two guys that they work towards. The second combination will be with the play side guard. So in the case of the play being called to the right guard and the center will be responsible for the next down lineman and the next linebacker in the box. The backside guard, backside tackle are responsible for the next down lineman and the third linebacker, or any backside flow if there's not a third linebacker in the box. We will allow our backside offensive lineman to cut anything backside of the center. We won't cut on the play side, but we will cut on the backside. Against an odd front, okay? Tech doesn't change. The combo still starts with the play side tackle and works now with the guard who's uncovered to form our first combination. The second combination would be with the center and the backside guard for the nose and the second linebacker. Backside tackle would cut the backside B gap. Quarterbacks, and I'll demonstrate some of this that I think will help you from a concept standpoint. Quarterback's footwork. Okay, our quarterback is going to open, if it's the plays to the right, he's going to open at 4 o'clock. If the plays to the left, he's going to open at what would be 8 o'clock. Run the ball back to the back, and then bootleg fake after the handoff. The running back is going to be in our formation. Heels are at 7 yards. His initial aiming point will always be 1 yard outside of the tight end or 1 yard outside of a ghost tight end if we're running it to the open side. His first read is going to be, when I say hat, this is helmet of the last defender with his hand down on the line of scrimmage, who's either going to be aligned on the play side tackle or the tight end. Okay, so now I need a few guys to help me here. If I can get a few guys up front. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to say, this is a defensive end. Okay, I need a guy that's an offensive tackle right here. I need a guy that's a tight end right there. And then I need a guy that's a guard, and I'm going to be the linebacker inside. Okay, so this is an even front. There might be a defensive tackle here. There's a linebacker stacked over here. So we're going to run outside zone to the right. You're looking at the backside of the offensive lineman. So their combo is the first down lineman, which is the defensive end, and the first linebacker in the box, which is me. From a technique standpoint, this is a play that's all about leverage. So as his technique now is slightly inside, this guy's already got outside leverage. So his initial step doesn't have to be too wide. He's going to take a lateral step that's going to ensure that he has leverage, that he can get his inside arm through his outside armpit. So he is going to try to take and get through the whole man. Uncovered lineman. His step, his first step, is lateral with the attempt to overtake the down lineman that's play side. The next down lineman is play side. So his lateral step's going to be bigger. We'll even let him drop just a little bit, but preferably we'd like it to be lateral right down the line of scrimmage. And now he's going to run this foot across and now upfield with the third step. So that's what that combo should look like. Now what happens in real life is this. Step back. As soon as he steps this way, what's this guy going to do if he's any good? He's going to come outside. So as he comes outside, we're still working for that leverage. He's still working to overtake, and we're going to run him 3 steps. And hopefully in running him 3 steps now, we've made a decision whether either this guy has overtaken him, whether this guy's had to leverage him because he's fought all the way across. But now you see what's happened as they've done that. There's the vertical lane. So just step through that, guys. Just step through that and just react to it a little bit. Okay? Give about 2-foot splits there. All right? Ready? Just go. Set. Go. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Vertical lane formed here. All right? The linebacker in behind, this part of this combo, if he goes out, he's probably going to come here. If he stays inside, I'm going to work over the top. It'll look like this. So in outside zone, we're trying to take that combo and either leverage it outside or create a seam by running everybody by. So now we have another combo here with the center, down lineman here, and a linebacker that's backside. Same technique, same thing working to the play. So the backs read, and this is what's really important about this scheme. So we're telling our tailback, I'm going to read the stocking hat right there at the defensive player. If the tight end gets leverage outside of him, my first step is 1 yard outside, goes tight end course, I'm staying outside. Okay, because we've got to leverage everything back into the box. Okay, now, the stocking hat gets outside. Now I'm going to stay on my course, but realize that I am now going to bang this play inside of the tight end, and my eyes will go back to this combo as a secondary read. Okay, step back one more time. All right, now we're going to change the front. You go to an outside technique, you go there. You're going to be a defender now. Okay, so now we've got the 3-4, which Jeff was just talking about in the last session. Okay, now these two are covered. The guard here would be the first uncovered lineman. So they're still stepping their same steps as outside zone. The guard now will come with them as a part of this combo, and we'll look at how these two react to our blocks, but stay on those course. So one of 3 things is going to happen. He's going to stay wide, and these two will end up working their combo to this linebacker. He'll come inside, and what may happen is we may end up with a trio where all 3 of us are stepping together, and he's going, you're overtaking, and I'm picking this up. Or the other thing that can happen is that he stays outside, he goes inside, linebacker comes here, guard will pick him up. Okay, just step back. Thanks, guys. So conceptually, what we're telling our back is you read the first combo. If that defender stays out, if the defender's helmet stays inside, you're going to bounce the ball outside, meaning we're going to stay outside the first combo. If the first combo stretches, then we're going to bang the ball inside the first combo. If both combos go out, we will bend the play back to the center, never back side of the center. All right, now, see if we can make it all make sense. All So we're going to run outside zone to the boundary. Okay, so to the right. That's the first down lineman. He's lined up across from our tight end. This is the first linebacker in the box. So the first combo between the tight end and the tackle is going to be to here and here. This is the next down lineman. So the next combo is going to be the down lineman and this linebacker with the guard and the center. Backside guys are responsible to cut off for the potential of any flow play. Now we'll do a lot of different things on the perimeter. Sometimes what we'll tell our wide receiver to do is figure out which one of these two is the most dangerous. If they're going to play cover 2, he'll stay on here. If they're going to play quarters coverage where they'll roll him down, he'll try to run him off until he sees the safety react, and then he'll crack the safety. We'll have ways that we can run this where we bring an extra blocker across, where now the extra blocker, by motioning a receiver or using an H-back, will be responsible for the safety. All right, so one more time. First combo, down lineman, first linebacker in the box. These two, he's going to step wide, try to rip through his armpit. We're going to try to overtake, keeping our eyes here, trying to stretch this 3 steps before we make a decision. Guard's got a hard block. This guy's got him out leveraged. He's got to step wide, try to get through his armpit. Center's got to come, but it's these two, center and guard, for this one and the linebacker that's way behind. Guard's got to get him cut off. Tackle's going to get him cut off through, look for a full player. Quarterback will boot out, trying to hold the backside. Back's landmark should be 1 yard outside the tight end. He's going to try to hold that landmark until a vertical seam creates that he can take. Wide receiver probably made a bad decision here. Should have blocked that guy. All right, now, this one they changed the front at the last minute, but it didn't change our combo. This linebacker went from in the box to on line of scrimmage. So it's still these two for these two. This one, the guard and the center for the defensive tackle. Back here, we're going to try to get some lateral stretch. Not an ideal look, but our guys understand who they're blocking. Now here's an example of the back's read. Okay, the combo changes right at the last minute. The back's going to read, does he get leverage on this guy? The answer is going to be no. Does he get leverage on this one? The answer is going to be yes. So that ball is going to bang right here, inside of this one, but his landmark, in terms of where he starts, is always going to be 1 yard outside the tight end. There it is. We created a vertical lane by stretching this guy and sealing everybody else. Same look. Now, what would the backs read tell him to do? Can't hear you. Outside. Now we've got leverage. Tackle comes off as the linebacker tries to run underneath because that's his combo. Ball gets to the perimeter. So So our combo is these two for this one and this one. And again, against this even front, it's really this one and this one for the defensive tackle and the backside linebacker. You can see why we ran this play is they had a little bit of a numbers problem out here that allowed us to be somewhat effective running this play. Okay, we talked about how you can take the same blocking scheme and make a completely different play. Okay, this is outside zone blocking, but we add a lead blocker in the back, direct snap it to the quarterback, and our quarterback this year was not a great runner. This is a pretty easy play because we still have these two guys trapped inside, guard's going to work, center's really responsible for back here, and now this extra guy is going to be blocked by the back. This would have been a great play for Coach Hanselman in his day. One more variation. Talked about how you can bring a guy across the formation. So what we're doing here is we're bringing the guy across the formation. If this had been a zone coverage, probably would have rolled down, that would have been the guy that he blocked. Instead, we actually caught him in a man coverage. He comes across, but it forces this safety then to be high, and he'll just block the guy that comes with him. Now we didn't do I didn't put all good plays in here. We didn't do a very good job with this combo, but Back did a really good job with the read. Again, it's these two for these two for this one, and the linebacker behind. The back trusted his read, even though it looked like there was a seam right here. We had leverage on the defensive end. He stayed outside and eventually found a vertical lane again outside of his primary read. Boom. Bring a guy across, creates the extra blocker. Same play, same blocking scheme for everybody from tight end to tackle. These two for these two. Guard and center for tackle and inside linebacker. Here's an example of cutting on the backside, although we like to have him take 3 steps before he cuts. And he takes about a step and a half here. But we get this guy off his feet. Now we run it to the open side. He's going to reach this. Okay, our first combo really is now with the center and the guard for these two. We've got an extra lead blocker with the back. When we run this out of the shotgun, we tell the back to run flat and wide. But from a blocking standpoint, because these two are covered, the first uncovered lineman is here. So our first combo is he's going to reach, he'll go here, he'll come with him to that to the backside linebacker. We're actually putting the back in this scheme on that linebacker because he's the extra blocker. Let's see. I think I got one more on this clip that I want to show you. Okay, lots of ways to run the same blocking scheme with a totally different play. We're in unbalanced formation. We're running outside zone to the right. But we're giving the ball to the wide receiver, picking up the extra blocker at the back. Their combo is these two. Their combo is the same as it's been all game against these guys. We're going to block here, here, and here. We have 3 blockers coming to block the 3 perimeter players. Again, we're trying to out-leverage with this first step. Good job, climb. Okay. Bear with me just a second here. I got to switch. Guys, ask me some questions while I'm trying to do the next segment here. Trying to find my mouse. Yeah, we do. Outside zone for us can be a check play. Where if we're outnumbered to the side of the call, we oftentimes will check the play opposite. And then the other piece that blends in is the next thing that I want to get to, and that's inside zone and how these two partner together. I mentioned we had 2 blocking schemes. Yes?
You run to the open side. What's the network of the running back there?
His landmark is still 1 yard outside where a ghost tight end would be. He's still going to maintain that landmark. Sorry here. Okay, so now we're going to change and just touch on inside zone as a complement to outside zone. This is a little different play. In outside zone, we're trying to stretch the field, trying to create that horizontal disbursement, form a vertical lane. In inside zone, we're trying now to create some vertical displacement. We're going to try to push somebody off the line of scrimmage here to create an interior seam. It's a more attacking run scheme. Complements our outside zone, has the same simplicity, versatility, it uses our personnel well, takes advantage of teams trying to pressure the outside to take away the outside zone because now we're going to hit an inside play. Quarterback's footwork changes slightly. This ball is given to the back deeper So his opening from under center is at 5 or 7. The mesh point should be the midline of the guard, right or left, depending on which way you're running it. We're going to continue to boot fake to hold the back side. We run this out of the shotgun. We set the quarterback's heels at 5 yards. The back will actually drop with this first step. And so I'll just run through this footwork for you because it is a little bit different. So now an inside zone, unlike an outside zone where I'm going to open to my landmark, which is 1 yard outside the tight end. An inside zone, my first step is going to try to mirror the lineman's first step, where I'm going to take a lateral step with my landmark being the outside hip of the guard. My second step will cross over, and my third step will square my shoulders to the line of scrimmage. So if I'm doing this out of the shotgun, and the quarterback's in here at 5 yards, we're actually telling him to take a drop step with his lateral, cross over. As he receives the handoff, then his shoulders are square, and he's coming downhill. Okay, now I'm going to teach this off the film because the blocking rules in terms of forming combos are the same, but our count, where an outside zone, our count starts from the outside in. In inside zone, our count starts from the inside out. So our first combo against this defense is going to be right here with the shade nose and this linebacker. Okay, so it's going to be him and him for these two. And then these two, the tackle and tight end, then as you work play side, are going to work to this pair. And on the back side, then, it's the backside guard and tackle for the 3 technique, and the linebacker and the tight end in this play is going to execute what we call a cutoff. Now, if I can bring my demonstrators back up, we'll look at the footwork real quick. All right, we're going to work this from the inside out. So we're going to get a guard, all right, and we're going to let's do it this way. Let's go guard, just like we got it drawn up right there. All right, and I'll bring the linebacker back over here. All right. All right, so I'm just going to do it so just like it's on the film. All right, so this is the left guard. The play's going to the left. Here's the center. Okay, as this guy's technique is here inside, and our combo is here, again, we've got leverage to the play side. So the guard's first step, unlike an outside zone where he's going to step lateral, slide over this way just a little bit, guys, so you're not behind those monitors, is going to be forward. Doesn't have to be very lateral here because he's already got leverage. It's going to be forward. Your landmark should be this. He's going to try to get his play side hand in this guy's armpit and his inside hand on his sternum. So in this leverage position, he's actually in a position where he can take a short lateral jab, and that second foot is right upfield to cover him up. Now, the wider this technique gets, the more that step has to be lateral. But as we take that lateral step now, we're going to try to gain ground on inside zone. And then that second step is going to go hard right through his crotch with his inside hand in his sternum. Okay, the guy that's bringing the combination, his landmark is to step at his midline with his play side hand going to the sternum, his backside hand going to the back armpit. Okay? So step into that position. So these two guys should be shoulder to shoulder. We're going to press that off the line of scrimmage and make the linebacker make a decision. Is he going to try to go over the top? If so, we'll work it back, square like that, and that's exactly the way it should look. Square shoulders. Square shoulders. Okay? It could work the other way, but one of those two ways, we're going to end up staying on the down lineman until the linebacker commits. Try to change the first level of defenders first. Okay, thanks guys. We'll watch a little film now. All right, so I was wrong. We actually ran this play to the right. It didn't make any difference. Okay, so we're running this play to the right. Our first combo here, believe it or not, it's always from the inside out. He's the first down lineman, play side. So our guard is going to try to get to his armpit and sternum, and the center's got to come a long ways because this is a linebacker that's behind him. So it's these two, center and guard, for this guy and this guy. The tackle and tight end then as work play side. Again, we're working, this can be a very vertical push here because the tight end's already got play side leverage. They're going to push this back into the linebacker. Backside, the backside guard's got to try to cover this, and we're going to seal these backside two with the same technique. So watch the difference, first of all, in foot placements. This one's pretty good. He's going forward. The guard's not very good. He's dropping too much. And now we'll talk about the backs reads. Okay, the backs reads, in outside zone, they start outside in. With this guy, in inside zone, it's going to be that helmet right there. If that helmet stays outside the guard, he's going to either bang the ball here or bend it all the way back. If the guard actually gets his helmet outside of this helmet, then the play's got to stay front side. This was our first game of the year. We didn't do, we're not great right now. But the thing that we're doing is we're getting all of the linemen covered up. And we do a really nice job on the back side getting two guys sealed off. His primary read, that helmet stayed outside, is going to be a cutback read. His shoulders are square. He's going to get the ball upfield. We got some better ones here we can show you. All right, basically the same front look. Going to run the play to the right. Now this is a tighter technique. Now the guard's got better leverage. He can be even more vertical with his first step. The center's coming here. Their combo, it's inside zone, inside out. That's the first combo. They declare it. These two know then that they're pushing vertical to 32. Backside, these two for him. Backside linebacker, and this backside tight end's got to cut this off. Okay, backs read should be what right now? Because of the guard having that guy leveraged, what's he going to have to do? Stay front side, right? Stay play side. Okay, here's a little cleaner look at the play. And this gets into the question that I was asked. Okay, coach, what happens if you run outside zone, or run inside zone? Well, here's a perfect example. Against this front, if that safety was high or in the middle of the field, or they were rotated this way, we'd run outside zone this way against this front. But because this safety's so low and might not have a great way to block him, instead we'll run inside zone this way. And that's a run check for us. When you only run 2 plays, you can do a lot of stuff like that. All right, so the first combo, we got a shaded nose. I don't like our guard's technique here. He should be more vertical. 68 should be more vertical. Put our center in a bad position. But the back immediately sees that we don't have that leverage, so where's he got to go? He's got to cut back. And this is where the backside is really important on inside zone, because this play can come all the way back. Outside zone will never cut back past the center. Inside zone can cut all the way back, and most of your big plays are going to come from when the play cuts all the way back. Everybody's first step, including the backs, should look similar on this play. Should be that lateral step, slightly gaining ground. Quarterback should carry out a boot fake, which would help us better if he did. Okay, we're going to watch these from behind because I think the look's a lot better. All right, so here's a look. Right, again, now, we've had success against this team running outside zone, so what are they doing? Bringing the safety up, widening the linebacker. All of a sudden now, we have our numbers advantage here, so now we look at our combos for inside zone. Okay, our first uncovered look takes our first combo, these two, center and guard, for these two. Okay, backside, these two for the 3 technique and the backside linebacker. Tough cutoff for the tight end, but it's a big part of this play when your tight end is backside. Okay, now the leverage on the down lineman would tell the back what? First combo, we're reading right here. What's that leverage tell you as a running back? We've got leverage. Keep it front side. Keep it front side. A few coaching points. Again, this is a guy that had to play in this game because our starter was hurt. Bad technique on the backside. His first step doesn't gain any ground. Look at his first step compared to the tackle's first step. And as a result, we almost get caught on the backside. I got a bunch of these clips, so I think they're better to teach off. I think you can see. All right, so here's a different look. All right, so this is kind of a true 4-man front. Okay, we're covered. Here's our first uncovered lineman. So the first combo is working these two to this linebacker. Okay, got a guy way out of the box on the backside. So these two are working probably now up here. We're trying to cut this off. Back's read is right there. What's that read tell him? Defender's helmet's outside, right? So we got to cut it back. See how the back shoulders stay square to the line of scrimmage? Just reads it, keeps it tight on the cutback. Make one guy miss. And it's a long run. So I talk about having zone backs that can break arm tackles. And this is just running with vision. Okay, everything's moving that way in front of him. Find the first seam, put your foot in the ground, get upfield, and break an arm tackle. There's a couple more looks, changing the formation now. Okay, we're going to run this play this way. Oh, I guess we ran it the other way. My fault, which is a good idea. So our first combo is here. They're going to work to this one. Backside combo will work these two up here, trying to stay vertical. Back's path. Okay, what would you say here is wrong? What should the back's path tell him to do? Who said it? Back's path really should tell him to stay front side here, right? Right there. Take that. Inside zone, working combo inside. The first combo inside is going to be the guard in the center. They get them covered up. Second combo is working these two to these two. Backside combo is working this one back to this one, or in this case, because the linebacker's up on the line of scrimmage, could be these two for these two. And they're always communicating and telling each other where they're working to. Back's read, he gets outside, keep the course inside. Again, breaks an arm tackle. We're not really moving a lot of people, but we're tied up with people. We're blocking people. We're on people. Hard to make a tackle on a good back when you've got somebody in your lap. Just a few out of the shotgun. Reads don't change. Center should really step more this way to begin with. Okay, the back knows because of the leverage that this guy has that the play's got to cut back. He cuts it all the way back. You'd prefer to see him go right there, right? Run right through the official. They need to get hit once in a while. This is a good one. I'm going to watch this. All right, so base rule, these two call the first combo. They're going to call these two. They're going to work this stack, try to be vertical. He's already got him out leverage, so he can be real vertical with his first step. He's going to try to get his outside half covered. He's going to try to get his play side hand to the sternum, push this into the linebacker's lap. These two are working the backside combo to 40. His helmet starts to work outside, natural seam forms. And this is what I'm talking about, how this play is different. Look at the backside. How we actually create some vertical movement here because we're so thick on our combo. Now we've got guys on different levels. If you can create guys on different levels, seams are going to form. I'm just going to scan through here. Just a couple more here out of the shotgun to show you what the footwork should look like. Again, this is early in the year. And this was all new. They had not been a zone run team until we took over this program. All right, so here, our first combo really is actually working, because the center's uncovered here, working all the way out to this linebacker. So then we're going to work this to this linebacker, seal the backside. You can see the tailback's drop step, and how on the third step he's got his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage in a position where he can run downhill. Yep.
So you call the weak side shade on the center, not covered.
That's a really good question. And really that becomes a game plan thing, based on the team that you're playing. Because we actually will do it both ways. Okay, depending on who we're playing, where we'll count that as the first combo. Usually if the shade is play side, we're going to count that as the down lineman play side. If it's a zero nose, sometimes we will, sometimes we won't, based on if they're an angle front team or if they're a read 3-4 team. But if the nose is shaded, we're going to count that as the first combo. What we really want to try to do with inside zone, and you can see it by the way we're running it on here, is we would like to run inside zone at the natural bubble that's formed in the defense, if we had our choice. So that the play call would be at the natural bubble, where in this front, the natural bubble in the defense is right here. So we prefer to run inside zone this way. We can run it both ways. You've seen us run it both ways. But that's where we like to run it, so that we would count this, these two, and these two as our first combo.
Yeah. Front side shade or play side shade is different, but the backside shade is.
The backside shade really gets you into a situation where your backside guard becomes part of your front side combo. You understand what I mean? Let's see if I can show you one. Here we go, right here. All right, so here we get a team that's playing some under front against us, okay, with the backside shade away from the play. So really what we're doing now against this front is we're saying that we're gonna go ahead and try to push this guy by the play, or we will with our technique, if he happens to be rocking back this way, we'll be able to seal him as part of the backside. So what I guess I'm trying to explain to you is that when the shade is backside, the guard, the center, and the front side guard are really saying it's 3 for 3. 1, 2, 3 for 1, 2, 3. And so they'll all step together. Even though the primary combo would be these two, the guard's going to be really aggressive here. If he comes hard through this gap, he'll push him by and the back will bend it behind. If he comes hard and the guy's playing head up or working back, then he'll seal him, and then the back's read would keep him front side. So in this look, we're going to bend back behind that. And now we get into some variations. I'll just go through these real quick. You guys have all seen this variation. It's inside zone. We're going to swipe the backside or seal the backside with an additional blocker. So here's a formation that we may line up in, and if their numbers aren't good here, we'll run outside zone this way. In this case, they've got all kinds of numbers this way, so now we'll run inside zone with the inside zone with a swipe call, knowing that the play's probably going to end up being a backside play. Now, it doesn't change our combo rules. We're still blocking the same combo. And in this case, actually, the center is wrong. His combo is way out here. These two should push for this one. And here's a little variation. And this gets into how you can change this. So now you got a team that plays a linebacker up on the line of scrimmage. And so now in our base zone rule, by formation, we would normally have a guy to block this guy, either a wide receiver or an extra back. Well, in this formation, we don't. So what we're doing now is we will tell these guys to push this combo all the way out to him. And because they define the first combo, it impacts everybody else. So they'll push it out. So all three of these guys will push out. So now these two are working this backside combo. Well, when the back hears that, he knows the play is probably going to be a cutback play. And we're actually running this as a cutback play with this footwork out of the pistol. And I'm sorry I didn't have more 3-4 clips to show you. We just don't play many teams that play 3-4 in our league. Here's a 3-4 clip. All right, so now we have 0 nose. All right, so our first combo here is working out those two. We're not going to count for that guy in this look. We're saying that, by formation, we're taking our chances here. Well, maybe they did make this push call. That isn't a real good one to look at. Okay, here's another look at that, what you're talking about with the backside shade. Okay, they're working out. That's so the first combo here is going to be defined as him working out to 54. Nose works all the way across. You do a really good job on sealing the backside here. And as a result, the play creates a cutback lane. Okay, here's a 3-4 look. Okay, the first combo now is there. Because with 0 nose, we'll actually call the first combo here with these two.